What if I told you the world would literally stop spinning without Filipino workers? Okay, maybe not literally, but if you've ever had a hospital stay, been on a cruise, set foot on a skyscraper, sailed across international waters, or had a trusted helper at home, chances are a Filipino helped make it happen. From hospitals to high seas, luxury cruise ships to cargo freighters, construction sites to your Lola's favorite soup kitchen, and even in the homes where families are cared for, Pinoys are quietly keeping the world running. And trust me, the stories behind those uniforms will blow your mind. Welcome to Now Leo Know, where your brain gets smarter without breaking a sweat. Today we're shining a light on the Filipino workers the world can't live without. Hit subscribe and let the facts do the heavy lifting. Alright, there are over 10 million overseas Filipino workers, OFWs, scattered across 100 plus countries. That's like an entire country's worth of Filipinos working abroad. In 2023 alone, they sent home over $36 billion in remittances, enough to buy every Filipino a cheeseburger every day for a year. Why do they leave? Well, opportunity, better pay, and because Filipino moms will roast you at the dinner table if you don't. Anak, si kuya mo nasa Dubai, ikaw? And the craziest part? OFWs are so crucial that the Philippine economy would collapse without them. No pressure, kabayan. But here's the kicker. Despite the challenges, these workers remain the lifeblood of their families. Whether it's providing for children's education, building homes, or making sure everyone is taken care of, they're doing more than earning a paycheck. They're investing in their family's future, and in doing so, shaping the next generation of Filipinos who will continue to give back to the Philippines. The OFW story is one of sacrifice and hope. Millions of Filipinos leave their homes and loved ones, not for themselves, but so their families can thrive. Every mile they travel, every shift they work, it's all for a brighter tomorrow. It's not just about the money, it's about giving their families the chance to build the future they dream of. And speaking of tough jobs that demand heart and grit, let's talk about the Filipino nurses holding it down in hospitals all over the world. Did you know Filipinos make up over 25% of all foreign nurses in the US? Yup. You can't step into a hospital in California without bumping into a Tita Josie. Back in the 1960s, the US started recruiting nurses from the Philippines after World War II, and it never stopped. Filipino nurses quickly became known not just for their medical expertise, but also for slipping you an extra Jell-O cup when no one's looking. They've been on the front lines of every major crisis since, quietly saving lives and lifting spirits with every shift, because Filipino nurses don't just heal bodies, they carry the heart of a nation in every hospital shift. Let's set sail for a sec, because some of the bravest OFWs aren't on land at all. Here's a wild stat. 1 out of every 5 seafarers in the world is Filipino. That means if you're on a cargo ship or cruise liner, there's a 20% chance someone named Jun or Bong is steering the thing. Life at sea isn't a vacation. Months away from family, storms that'll toss you like a rag doll, and Wi-Fi so bad you'll wish for dial-up. But they power global trade, keeping the world's economy afloat. Literally. During COVID-19, they were stranded at sea for months without port stops. Heroes with sea legs. And here's what people forget. These seafarers don't just move containers, they move lives. The food on your plate, the gadgets you unbox, the clothes you wear. Chances are a Filipino helped get them there. Their sacrifices ripple through every country, even if you've never seen their faces. Because at the end of the day, Filipino seafarers are proof that courage isn't always loud. It's steady, saltwater soaked, and quietly steering the world forward. Now while we're still at sea, let's check out the other side of ocean life. Cruise ships. Ever been on a cruise, that friendly bartender? Filipino, the one who made your towel swan? Also Filipino. Over 30% of the world's cruise ship crew are Pinoys. Why? Because nobody can multitask like a Filipino. Cleaning, cooking, dancing in a show, and FaceTiming their kids on a dodgy Wi-Fi signal all at once. Behind the scenes, grueling shifts, tiny cabins, and homesickness. But ask them and they'll still flash you a smile that could brighten a typhoon. And it's not just about paychecks. For many, working on cruise ships is a way to build futures back home. Sending siblings to school, putting up that long-promised sari-sari store, or saving for a small piece of land. Every shift they clock in is a promise to someone waiting thousands of miles away. Because at the end of the day, cruise ships float on entertainment and food, and Filipinos are the invisible anchors quietly keeping it all together. Alright, let's head back to land for a second, because it's not just the seas where Filipinos shine. In homes and hospitals around the world, you'll find Pinoy caregivers doing what they do best, taking care of people. Filipinos have a global rep for compassion. That's why countries from Japan to Canada are hiring them as caregivers. It's not always pretty. Many face discrimination, tough work hours, and homesickness. But these caregivers become family to people who have none. Imagine being the only one holding a hand when no one else will. Beyond the job title, they carry stories of sacrifice, missing birthdays, anniversaries, even funerals, all so they can provide for loved ones back home. It's a quiet kind of heroism, the type that rarely makes headlines but changes lives every single day. In a lonely world, Filipino caregivers remind us how powerful kindness can be. It's not just about the medicine or meals, it's about heart, and that's what makes them irreplaceable. And while we're on the topic of care, let's not forget one of the oldest, toughest jobs Filipinos have been doing abroad for decades: domestic helpers. One of the oldest OFW jobs, and still one of the hardest. From Hong Kong to the Middle East, millions of Filipinas work as nannies, cooks, and cleaners. Many face abuse, underpayment, and isolation, yet they endure for their families. Some become second mothers to the kids they raise abroad. And here's the thing, behind every spotless home or warm home-cooked meal is a story of sacrifice. These women carry two families in their hearts, the one they left behind and the one they care for abroad. It's a quiet kind of heroism the world rarely sees, but one that keeps countless households running. It just goes to show, the noblest jobs aren't always the flashiest. Sometimes it's the quiet, everyday work that makes the biggest difference. Alright, from caring hands to calloused ones, let's talk about the people literally building the world. Filipino construction workers, skyscrapers in the Middle East, airports in Singapore. Chances are Filipino hands built them. Life abroad for Pinoy construction workers means scorching heat, 14-hour days, and sleeping 6 to a room. But you'll never hear them complain. They're too busy sending money home and flexing their karaoke skills on weekends. And here's the thing, they don't just build cities, they build futures. Every brick laid and beam raised carries the weight of a child's tuition, a family's groceries, and a promise of a better life waiting back home. It just goes to show, it's not fancy titles or suits that build empires. It's grit, sweat, and a good sense of humor, and nobody's got that combo like a Filipino construction worker. So now you know, the world doesn't turn without Filipinos. From the hospital ward to the open sea, luxury cruises to high-rise sites, it's the Pinoys who quietly, brilliantly keep the world moving. Which job should we deep dive into next? Comment down below and let me know which OFW hero deserves their own spotlight. And if you loved this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who knows a modern Filipino hero. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about jobs, it's about resilience, humor, and heart. Wherever you go in the world, chances are there's a Filipino nearby, quietly making life a little brighter for everyone.